Yo, what's going on, good folks? What's going on? What's going on? Let me know y'all can hear me. Let me turn these volumes off of these phones, especially this one. This one loud as crap. I can leave the other one on. At least it ain't that loud. All right. Oops. Let me fix that real quick. All right. Y'all should see me too. All right. Y'all should see me too. All right. Y'all say y'all can hear me. And I'm pretty much sure y'all can see me as well. What up, Donna? What up, Carl? What's going on with you? I'm sure it's gonna be more that's probably come on in later or whatnot. So anyway, we'll get right into this. All right. Okay, so we talked about this day before last, evening before last, whichever one you want to call it. We talked about this, and I told you, another stunning case, and I think this is something that just needs to be talked about because what happened and what's the cost of the issue or the problem, what happened, okay? Just give you a quick recap. It's a daycare out of New York called Divino Niño, where children got exposed to fentanyl. 1-year-old has died from the exposure, and 3 others were hospitalized. All right, and you just really had to be here at the first stream that I did to hear the crazy details of how all of this went down, and as I come to you with this update today, it gets even worse from what was surfaced. It's even worse. Okay? Now, again, I am ignorant to a lot of stuff, especially dealing with medication. A lot of y'all kind of schooled me the other night when I talked about this fentanyl stuff. Y'all really schooled me. And it's a lot of ways you can get harmed by this stuff, even by touching it, But it gets worse when it get into your bloodstream, inhaling it and stuff like that. And I learned, I ain't gonna say we, because some of y'all probably already knew it. What I learned, they say even just a tiny bit, can kill a human. All right. Now, what I meant to ask y'all when I went live last time, now does weight, what I'm saying, it's something to look into too. Meaning that I know some medicine when somebody who's thicker or bigger like me, sometimes medicine it'll take a while to reach where it's supposed to reach for it to take its full effect. So that's why I'm asking, stuff like that. Sometimes weight could be an issue in that as well versus somebody who probably a little petite, which probably go through their body quicker or whatnot. So I meant to ask y'all about this. So who are watching now, who are going to watch it later, maybe you could school me on that. Does weight play a part in it as well? If you inhale it, does it take a little more time for it to have an effect on a bigger person, or regardless of who you are, it's just going to hit you when it hits you. All right? It's going to hit you when it hits you, It ain't no such thing as it's going to hit you faster or it's going to hit you slow, Is it going to hit you when it's going to hit you? I don't know. It's just crazy, all right? But the update we had today is, okay, these folks been denied bond. Then I'm gonna read your article that was sent to me, thanks to Carl. This story goes deep. It goes real deep, nasty deep, okay? And just again, I told you, and I want to keep stressing this to all of you. Don't just look at one race and say It always happen in their community. No, it don't. It can happen in any race, in a community that these folks do dumb shit like this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a listen. If you haven't, please hit that thumbs up for your boy. And let's get into it.
Stop pushing this poison. It kills. It ruins lives. And it will ruin yours too when we catch you, convict you, and send you to federal prison.
A dire warning about the drug behind the Bronx daycare tragedy as we learn more about what investigators say they uncovered inside.
And tonight, the owner of that daycare breaks down in tears as she comes face to face with a federal judge. Good evening, I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine Johnson. The heartbreaking story capturing national attention and also raising a lot of questions about the safety of daycares inside people's homes.
Here is where the investigation stands right now tonight. The daycare owner and her husband's cousin were both denied bail tonight in federal court. The owner's husband is still on the run, and at last check, those 3 children who survived are still in the hospital, one of them in critical condition.
CBS 2's Alicia Reed was in the courtroom for hours today, and she joins us now live with an update. Alicia?
Christine and Maurice, Grei Mendez was visibly emotional when she walked into court today. She had shackles on her feet. Both her mother and her oldest daughter were there to support her. Grei Mendez broke down in tears, wailing the moment a federal judge decided she would not be granted bail.
Remember when I told y'all my last stream how a lot of people do this? They do this shit right here. Remember what I told y'all what they do? If they get away with it the first time, they're going to get greedy and keep on trying to get away with it. Ain't no telling how long these folks been doing this in this place, all right? Nobody had no care in the world about them doing it. Anybody in their house who was involved in this bullshit, nobody had a care in the world, all right? But now you got caught, you in shackles, now you find out your bail has been denied, now you want to show remorse. Wait a minute now, where all this coming from now? Where all this coming from? If anybody should be shedding tears, should be the parents of those children, especially the one they lost their child. They don't want to should be shedding tears, you know, all right? But y'all did not give a crap about these children y'all was so-called watching in this so-called daycare. Now you want to get in court, you want to cry. It happens every time, man. It's just human nature, you know. We only feel a certain type of way only when we get caught. If we don't get caught 9 times out of 10, we don't give a damn. All right.
Mendez and her co-defendant Carlisto Acevedo Brito are accused of running a fentanyl distribution ring inside a daycare. Law enforcement officials releasing photos of the fentanyl they say was found in a hallway closet at the daycare and kilo press machines often used to package and distribute drugs.
In particular, they found a brick of fentanyl, about 1 kilogram in weight, right on top of children's playmats in the daycare's closet.
Both Mendez and Brito used translators in court Tuesday. They're facing dozens of charges, including murder with a depraved indifference, and now 2 federal counts of conspiracy to distribute resulting in death and possession with intent to distribute resulting in death after 1-year-old Nicholas Dominici was killed. Mendez is accused of calling 3 people, including her husband, before calling 911. Her husband described.
I want y'all to put a pin mark in it. You know, she called other people before she called the police. I'm going to read y'all something later that somebody said nothing just too much different, but from what I read, if I read it right, that's not how the way it went according to what the news article said. But let's put a pin mark in that part what you just heard.
As a co-conspirator showed up to the daycare and hasn't been seen since.
Minutes later, he left the daycare and fled out the back alley, carrying 2 full shopping bags. And all of that happened while the children, the babies, were suffering from the effects of fentanyl poisoning and in desperate need of help. We're not going to give up. We're going to get him.
Mendez allegedly deleted over 21,000 text messages to her husband while at the police precinct. She and Brito are facing a minimum of 20 years and a maximum of life in prison. Prosecutors say fentanyl is the deadliest drug the country has ever seen, telling the judge it kills 150 people in the U.S. each day.
Fentanyl is the most urgent threat in our nation. And the tragedy that unfolded in the Bronx demonstrates the danger that fentanyl poses to every New Yorker.
Mendez's defense asked for $100,000 bail, saying she's not a flight risk, but the judge denied it. When questioned by detectives, both Brito and Mendez denied knowing anything about drugs at the daycare. Live from Manhattan Federal Court, Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
Alicia, thank you. And stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage of the daycare story. To read the complaint and watch the U.S. Attorney's news conference, head over to cbsnewyork.com.
Sorry about that. I had to take that phone call. My apologies. I had to take that phone call. All right. I'm seeing somebody answer my question about the weight. Hey, Nicole. Hey, babe. How you doing? You said weight does not matter. It will rock you no matter big or small. Okay. And then Kara said, I don't think weight really matters when it comes to this type of drug because it's so freaking powerful. I just sent you some information about it. Let me take a look at that. Let's see here. What you sent me? Let me blow this up. How much fentanyl can affect you? 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal depending on the person's body size, tolerance, and pay. Okay, so, but y'all saying it got nothing to do with weight, but this right here saying it can. Hold on, let me read it again because she got to highlight it. How much fentanyl can affect you? 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal depending on a person's body size, tolerance, and past uses. So, weight. Okay, weight does play a factor, or should I say it can play a factor. Or maybe I'm giving it to y'all wrong. Okay, I'm not saying that if you bigger that it's not going to affect you. I'm just saying, depending on your weight, it might not hit you as hard or whatnot. But then it comes to that part where they said about the uses. I guess if you constantly use it, I guess for a big person, they got to they got to keep using a certain amount. Just like on an everyday basis, they use on an everyday basis, it probably knock them down then. Or their first 2 milligrams can knock them down as well. But, I'm just saying, it just, Roger Red, depending on the size, sometimes it may not just take that quick effect on a bigger person. All right? But I don't know because I don't do drugs. I don't know. I don't do drugs. All right? Deborah Burr said they should be put under the jail. I agree. Nicole said, I see a big fat man. I see that. Well, I feel like you talking about me. I seen a big fat man OD on one hit. How much was that hit though? How much was that hit that he took though? You know what? I don't even want to know because it ain't like I'm finna take this shit. I don't even want to know. Carol said I've seen some big cops on videos that barely got exposed to it. I mean, there were some heavy set cops and it affected them quickly just opening the bag. Wow. Deborah said most pain relievers are based on weight of the person. Now that, yeah, I believe that. That I do believe because sometimes when I take a pain pill, depending on what it is now, y'all know the over-the-counter stuff, this stuff works, but you go to the hospital, they got the real painkiller up there. That's why they always giving a generic brand. You ever go to the hospital and you see the medicine that you're taking, they got the real shit up there. It ain't none of that generic shit. They got the real shit at the hospital. You can go in there with a bad back spasm. Next 30 or 40 minutes, you out the hospital because that dope that they give you be just that damn good. And if you look at the price of this stuff that they got, that's why we get the generic brand because you won't be able to afford the real brand that they got. I done seen the price of this stuff. Some of the medicine go up to damn near, if I'm not mistaken, when I had one of my surgeries, I say probably about $10,000 or probably more than that. More than that. I think I seen one, they say something like $24,000, something like that. I said, damn, what medicine costs $24,000? Even if it is some brand med, what med costs $24,000? But they say you gotta think of the key word, Chris, surgery. All the stuff they gotta do is surgery. So yeah. I said, I feel for the person who ain't got no insurance. And you gotta go to surgery. I feel for the person who ain't got no insurance. Unless you just got money like that. Hey Joel, what's going on? The call said if you are getting it at a hospital, they will measure it, but on the street, it take a crumb. Okay. There go my man, FC Podcast. What's going on, my brother? And I see you got my message, cause I see you respond. You gotta tell me how you respond like that, man. Cause all I know how to do is get a thumbs up, but you know how to respond. You know, unless that feature haven't hit down here yet. You know, but always love to you, brother. You know, and thank you. I see you got that fast, so help your boy out, you know what I'm saying? Bring him over. All right. Nicole said, if you are getting it at, okay, yeah, I just read that, okay. She said, you ain't not fat at all, Chris. Shit, Nicole, I don't know what you looking at. I don't know what you looking at. I don't know what you looking at. The fentanyl is worse than anything out here. Yeah, I think we got that established now. He said, I did shit. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. All right. All right. So, again, like I told y'all the first time I talked about this, for the husband or anybody who took off running, and not only he took off running, but he took off running with the drugs, that shows me how much of a piece of shit that you are. You care more about them drugs than about them children's lives. And not only that, children that was in the care of their facility, regardless of who responsibility it really was to take care of them children, but the fact that this person took the drugs and ran off with it like that and left them children behind, that's fucked up to me. And that really pisses me off, and it sickens and saddens me, okay? You got children in the house for crying out loud. You got children how that these people entrusted you with taking care of. And you're going to take the damn drugs and run off them folks like that? Seriously? That's what we doing now? And I'm speaking for everybody, black, white, Chinese, whatever. That's what the hell we doing now. Fuck the children. I want to keep these drugs. Really? So that shows me right there, you really have people who will sit up here and let a child die for the love of drugs. In return, what you get in return for drugs is money. So this is what we're doing now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to understand, I'm all for the men too. I'm a man, I'm all for the men. But I can't back up no man who does something like that. I don't care who you are, I can't back you up. All right? It's already bad enough that we got mothers who do this, well, so-called mothers, if they deserve the title. But to see men who are possibly fathers that's doing this, that pierces me, man. It does. It does, man. And then we find out what type of daycare this is. Again, I hope they release pictures of showing what kind of building this was, because it look like it's kind of a small building. If this building is kind of small, why would you be doing it while children around anyway? Y'all remember when I did the first show? They had the children taking a nap in the back. But I told y'all, when my grandma ran her daycare, nobody going to the back. You're going to be right there where she can see you, right there in the front. When it's nap time, all of you going to be right there in the front where I can see you. Nobody's going to the back. I can't see you in the back unless I got somebody to monitor y'all in the back. Because when you're not looking, anything can happen. All right? Well, hell, when you look at anything can happen, but you are more prone to have something happen when you're not looking. Amen? Y'all more prone to have something happen when you're not looking. But when you are looking, at least you could catch the situation before it escalates. Amen? Hey, Faith, thanks for coming through. How you doing, dear? Thanks for coming through. Amen. Amen. Amen to you. Bless your heart. Bless you, bless you, bless you. All right? Yeah. So, that gets to me, man. You know, when I hear men participating in this bullshit or doing what they doing. All right? Now, y'all heard that. And y'all want me to play that back? I will play it back a little later. Let y'all, hear that. I mean, they're just awful. They're just awful, man. And this, it's not going to get any better. At least now, don't look like it's going to get any better while I'm still breathing. It's not going to get any better. All right, guys, so let me read some things to y'all. If y'all can see that title right there, suspects in Bronx daycare overdose cases that left one child dead and 3 others sickened are believed to be drug distributors, federal source says. All right, federal source says they are drug distributors. I don't think it took a rocket scientist to figure that out. And it goes on to follow. This is a CNN article. It said the suspects charged with murder at a Bronx daycare center after several children were exposed to opioids are believed to be mid-level drug distributors, a federal law enforcement official told CNN. Grei, I guess that's his name, Mendez, who is 36 years old, Carlisto Acevedo, what the fuck his name is, Brito, he's 41, faced federal and state charges in connection with the suspected overdose at Divino Niño Daycare. They were arrested Saturday, a day after 1-year-old Nicholas Dominici died after suspected fentanyl exposure. 2 2-year-old boys and an 8-month-old girl was also exposed to the suspected fentanyl and suffered acute opioid intoxication. According to the court documents, Mendez is the owner and operator of the daycare, and Brito is her husband's cousin. And a tenant who lives in the bedroom with the daycare. Now, see that right there, that within itself, I wouldn't trust that. All right, you got a husband and a wife just running the daycare. You got a cousin that's staying in the bedroom of this place or whatnot. You got children around. Again, we just had a case where this girl, the young lady, I tell what her name is. Again, I keep getting her name, sorry. The one where she was left at home, and Just Jay, you did this story not too long ago. The one that the girl was left at home because her dad tried to go out and work. Somebody was knocking on the door. She hit her dad up and said, hey, somebody at the door. Dad told her, stay in bed. I'm sending somebody over. But unfortunately, when somebody got over, the child was found dead. Well, I can't remember that baby name. But we just had a story happen just like that. And now we're hearing this right here. You got a husband and wife running daycare, but you got a third person, which is a man, that's staying in there with them children. Now, I don't know about their culture, but with me, if we run a daycare, that's all we need, just me and you, baby. It ain't finna be no another man around them children. Nope, because my aim is to protect. And if anything happens with my cousin or brother, whoever it is with them children, who's going to be responsible? It's going to be me. And I don't want to wear that jacket. Not saying that I have a brother that would do that, but still, I want to be safe than sorry. Amen? I want to be safe than sorry. Especially if it's a small daycare. Now, we had a bigger facility, yes. But if it's out of home, I don't know nothing about all that. I really don't. All right. Her name was Maria. Well, I can't remember that. Thank you, DJ. Maria. Yeah, so they just gave me a flashback about their story. Investigators also looking for a third male suspect who has not been publicly named. He's a third person. Another law enforcement official told CNN the third suspect is believed to be Mendez's husband. Authorities have recovered video that man leaving the center carrying plastic bags that appear to contain 3 large square items, which investigated suspect were remaining kilos of fentanyl, that officials said. Authorities believe he has not left the country and is still in Northeast. The federal law enforcement officials added investigators, believe the suspects were mid-level drug distributors tasked with cutting fentanyl with other drugs or even household items like baby powder. Damn. Wow, you can do all that? cutting fentanyl with other drugs or even household items like baby powder. That sound like some tough shit. They do. And God knows what other household stuff they were using. And then put baby powder in it. And that's crazy because for those of us who still use washing powder, how many of y'all remember sometimes you go in there and get that washing powder and sometimes you make a sudden move and that powder dust just flies up, and when it get up your nose you just start coughing. Damn. You know, you just scoop it up and that dust just go all over the place. You be like, nah. You know, damn, that shit be strong. So to have household items and baby powder mixed in with that, God knows what was up in the air. And now reading that, I'm surprised the other three is not dead. Just by reading that. Okay? That's powerful. That is powerful. Wow. Then they gave the press product to others who got into the hands of street sellers, the official said. None of the suspects were previously on law enforcement's radar, the official said. Mendez and Brito faced states charges of murder, manslaughter, assault, endangering the welfare of a child, and criminal possession of a controlled substance, court documents show. They were arraigned and remanded without bail Sunday night. They also face federal charges of conspiracy to distribute narcotics resulting in death and possession with the intent to distribute narcotics resulting in death. If convicted on federal charges, the defendants could be sentenced to up to life in prison. Mendez defense attorneys Andres Manuel Aranda, I guess that's what it say, told CNN his client plans to fight the charges. And I guess this is what the attorney says. We fear that she doesn't have anything to do with this case besides take care of the kids. Aranda said she has no previous knowledge of any contraband in the apartment, none whatsoever. Mendez feels horrible about what happened and was the one who called the police and ambulance, her attorney said. This is why I said I want y'all to put a pin mark on what I said earlier. This is what I said that. They said in the news clip I just played, she called everybody else before she called the police. This person right here is saying she's the one that called the police and the ambulance. But when did she do it? And this one right here. She has no previous knowledge of any contraband in the apartment. How the hell you there taking care of the kids? You don't know this going on. I'm sorry. What am I missing here? How you staying here? You the one supposed to take care of the children. You and your husband run this daycare. You don't have knowledge that's going on. Maybe I'm missing something. Somebody help me out. Maybe I'm missing something. She didn't know about this, but this supposed to be a place where they take care of children, and I guess a place of residence. But you run this and don't know nothing. I'm sorry, I'm lost on that one. I'm lost. But remember, guys, it's always somebody else's fault. Except for theirs. It's always somebody else's fault. We don't never know nothing. We don't know how the drugs got there. We don't know how the children inhaled it, all right? We don't even know how the children, what I'm finna read now, how they slept near a kilo of fentanyl. Or she don't know none of that, right? But this is a daycare, her and her husband daycare, and she runs it, but don't know nothing. Ma'am, if you take care of children and you don't know stuff like that going on, you don't need a daycare. As a matter of fact, you might finna get shut down if they ain't already shut you down. 'Cause I think that's the worst thing anybody can say. You running something like that and you didn't know that was going on. That's a big ass red flag to me. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. That just like me. I'm putting on some hot dogs on the stove. It's on the stove cooking. Now I turn around and tell somebody ask me, you know no hot dogs on the stove boiling? Or you know you got some hot dogs on the stove. I ain't put that up there. Well, who put it up there, Chris? I didn't do it. I ain't do it either. Chris, ain't nobody here but you. Who did it? It wasn't you who did it. Who been over here? Nobody been over here. Well, fool, you the one who did it. Wow, that's just nuts. That is nuts. Anyway, this part said children napped near a kilo of fentanyl, police say. A kilogram of fentanyl was discovered in the area where children napped at the Bronx Daycare Center Friday, said Joseph Kinney, the New York Police Department chief of detectives. Officials also found 3 kilos pressed devices, 2 inside the hallway closet and 1 inside Brito's bedroom. The fentanyl was laying underneath a mat where the children had been sleeping earlier, Kinney said. The residue itself is that strong, Kinney said. 1 grain, 2 grains of fentanyl can take down a grown man, so even the residue itself for a small child would cause death. And ma'am, you did not know anything about this, according to your attorney. That is bullshit. That is. That is. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But if they end up proving it that she didn't know, I'll be shocked. That just sounds too far-fetched to believe that. So like that fool whose story I did, Josiah Mitchell. I'm coming out the apartment. A car cuts me off coming out the apartment. 3 robbers jump out the car. Since they can't find nothing in my car to take, they took my child. And left you alive, fool? Come on now. Who believed that? Oh, I forgot. Your mom believed it. Your mom believed it. She really believed somebody cut you off, jumped out the car, and took your damn child. Come on now. Come on. Come on, man. But because it's her son, that's why she want to believe it. Because she don't want to get out and make her son seem like a bad person. I get it. That's your son. That's your baby. That's your child. But people sending me pictures or some of these boy past pictures. It shows you everything about his character pretty much. Oh, and speaking of him, Carl, I got a comment on him. Somebody in the comment section, if I can remember to show it before I get off the air. Somebody come in my comment section say they know that fool. They say they know him. And I can't remember where else they say it, but they know that fool. They in my comment section. And said, these ain't her words verbatim, but they said she said she got a bad vibe about him when he was doing something. Man, I just had to show you the comment. You know, hopefully I told that person, hey, you need to holler at me. So I don't remember getting no response from them, but that is crazy. But they know that fool. They know him. Okay? But yeah, man, they're just crazy. The stuff that we tell. What's that people say? Y'all correct me if I'm saying this wrong. What they say, a lie. Y'all tell me if I'm saying this right. Is it a lie? Don't care who tell it. If that's how they say it. A lie don't care who tell it. I think that's what the saying goes. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And I think the other one says the truth needs no help. right? And I'm hitting a home run on it. Y'all let me know if I'm saying that right. They saying right here, the authorities believe the fentanyl at the daycare center came from international drug cartels. And federal law enforcement officials said about 90% of the fentanyl distributed in New York comes from either the infamous Hold on. Okay, y'all saying I did say that right. Okay, cool. Appreciate you. Need no support. Oh, that would have said no support. Okay, gotcha. Carl, they said the authorities believe this is an international drug cartel thing, and about 90% of the fentanyl distributed in New York comes from either the infamous, how do I say that? Sinaloa, SINALOA cartel, or the Jalisco New Generation cartel, one of which is believed to be the source of the fentanyl that killed 1-year-old boy last Friday, the official said. Because of the international ties, federal law enforcement agencies such as Customs and Border Protection, along with Drug Enforcement Administration officials in the Dominican Republic, are also involved in the search for the third suspect. Drug overdose deaths reached a record level in the U.S. this spring. Recent data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows more than 111,000 people died from a drug overdose in a 12-month period ending in April. That is correct, because I've seen a lot of stories, a lot of fentanyl stories dealing with these children. Okay? Sinaloa. Okay, cool. Appreciate you. I have seen a lot of cases dealing with fentanyl, and then like I told y'all last show, this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about this, because fentanyl has been coming up a lot lately. A lot of deaths has been happening over this fentanyl. All right, and I'm surprised it's only 111,000, but I'm pretty much sure it's more than that, because whatever this drug is, it is something serious. It's something serious, okay? But it's sad when it's getting in arm reach of children. That's when it becomes a major, sad problem. But I'm gonna leave this article right here, because we pretty much, it's coming to the end anyway. We pretty much get the gist of what's going on here, all right? And the fact this lady to the press says she had no knowledge of this, that just pisses me out. The fact that she claims she had no knowledge of this, okay? All right? Ladies and gentlemen, again, like I told y'all in the first stream, like I've been preaching for the longest, when it comes to these house daycares, please do your research. Those the ones you need to be extra careful of. These house daycares. I think those the ones that are most sinister. All right? Because in their house, you really can't tell them what to do. If they ain't got no cameras, you can suggest it. But I don't think they necessarily have to have cameras. Well, at least back in the day, I don't think they necessarily have to. But maybe now, maybe there's something in place to say, hey, if you're running your own personal daycare at your home, you need to be approved by the state to have a camera in your home so all activities can be monitored. As a matter of fact, if you're going to run an in-home daycare, should nobody have to tell you to get no cameras. You should want to do it yourself. Okay? Because that way, y'all can't put no code on me, say I hit your child. You can't say I abused your child. You can't say I touched your child in an incorrect manner. None of this stuff. Because you know what? All I got to do is pull up the video camera. Even if your child come home and say, Mr. Chris or Uncle Chris did so, Uncle Chris ain't did shit. Let's go pull up the video and we'll see exactly what happened. And when we see exactly what happened, bada bing, bada boom, Chris ain't did nothing. All right? Because, again, I'm not going to say kids don't lie, because kids will lie. They will. But at the same time, even Sheriff J.D. Grubb said the same thing. If your child is acting a certain type of way when they leaving a place, you need to investigate it. Don't sit up there just keep on letting it ride. You need to investigate it, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. Let me say that again. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And I'm not a dad, and I even know that much. And I'm not a dad. All right? And the video cameras will always be your proof in the pudding of what happened. Amen? Amen? Hey, that too, DJ just say, if you can't have kids, stop having them. Michael Jackson even said it. If you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. Even he said it. But DJ JJ, we know what era we're living in now. A lot of these people really ain't ready to be a mom. They not ready. A lot of these guys ain't ready to be a dad. But when they do it, a lot of times it's for the benefits. And that pisses me off too. All right? Because if a female can sit back and have all these damn children knowing damn well she couldn't take care of the first one, why is she constantly getting the luxury of benefits? When somebody like me and you, we even try to go get some food stamps, we get a hard time getting that shit. But a woman can sit back and pop out as many babies and get a shitload of food stamps. Section 8. Or hell, even get places where they ain't got to pay no rent or no utilities. That shit makes me mad and jealous. I want a place like that too. I do too. What the hell? But I can't get it. I can't. Unless I just turn myself in from a man to being a trifling ass man, maybe I get help then. I don't know. Now, ladies, I will say this. Now, you in a situation that you couldn't help, and you got in that situation, then I guess ain't nothing really I can say about that. But still, it's going to go back to that, though. You know, if you knew you couldn't take care of this the first time around, why do you keep making that same mistake over and over and over and over again? I can speak on this because, hey, I'd have made mistakes that I'm not proud of. You know, we all got a past, and we've done a lot of stuff that we're not proud of. But the key goal to doing stuff that you're not proud of is learning from the mistakes that you made. Preach. Amen. It's learning from the mistakes that you made. All right. And that's what we need to do for our children. You know what I'm saying? Teach them what we did. That was a bad decision. Don't go down that road. What G.I. Joe said at the end of their shows all the time, learning is half the battle. Learning is half the battle. Amen. Learning is half the battle. But guys, y'all haven't, please hit that thumbs up for your boy. I'm going to play this news clip for y'all one more time. DJ Just Jay, thank you so much, man. You've been rocking with your boy, man, since I first started this, man, and you still around no matter what, man. People be come telling me when I can't catch you, man, they come tell me, hey, Just Jay be shining you out. I came here to check you out. I like it. If Just Jay say your name, then you are a good person. I'm like, well, sometimes I be like, hey, he ain't got to say it. Just come check it out for yourself, see what type of person I am. But, you know, hey, I'm not too proud to ask for a little help. And for you shout me out or share my link or whatever you do, bro, to help your brother out or whatever the case may be, I'm going to take it. And I'm forever grateful for you, bro, for sticking with your boy for all this time, man. Nothing but love to you, my guy. And nothing but love to all you people who've been supporting me all this time, all right? Let's get into this news clip. We're going to call it a day.
Stop pushing this poison. Stop pushing this poison. It kills. It ruins lives. And it will ruin yours too when we catch you, convict you, and send you to federal prison.
A dire warning about the drug behind the Bronx daycare tragedy as we learn more about what investigators say they uncovered inside.
And tonight, the owner of that daycare breaks down in tears as she comes face to face with a federal judge. Good evening, I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine Johnson. The heartbreaking story capturing national attention and also raising a lot of questions about the safety of daycares inside people's homes.
Here is where the investigation stands right now tonight. The daycare owner and her husband's cousin were both denied bail tonight in federal court. The owner's husband is still on the run, and at last check, those 3 children who survived are still in the hospital, one of them in critical condition.
CBS 2's Alicia Reed was in the courtroom for hours today, and she joins us now live with an update. Alicia?
Christine and Maurice, Grei Mendez was visibly emotional when she walked into court today. She had shackles on her feet. Both her mother and her oldest daughter were there to support her. Grei Mendez broke down in tears, wailing the moment a federal judge decided she would not be granted bail. Mendez and her co-defendant Carlisto Acevedo Brito are accused of running a fentanyl distribution ring inside a daycare. Law enforcement officials releasing photos of the fentanyl they say was found in a hallway closet at the daycare and kilo press machines often used to package and distribute drugs.
In particular, they found a brick of fentanyl, about 1 kilogram in weight, right on top of children's playmats in the daycare's closet.
Both Mendez and Brito used translators in court Tuesday. They are facing dozens of charges, including murder with a depraved indifference, and now 2 federal counts of conspiracy to distribute resulting in death and possession with intent to distribute resulting in death after 1-year-old Nicholas Dominici was killed. Mendez is accused of calling 3 people, including her husband, before calling 911. Her husband, described as a co-conspirator, showed up to the daycare and hasn't been seen since.
Minutes later, he left the daycare and fled out the back alley, carrying 2 full shopping bags. And all of that happened while the children, the babies, were suffering from the effects of fentanyl poisoning and in desperate need of help. We're not going to give up. We're going to get him.
Mendez allegedly deleted over 21,000 text messages to her husband while at the police precinct. She and Brito are facing a minimum of 20 years and a maximum of life in prison. Prosecutors say fentanyl is the deadliest drug the country has ever seen.
But Carl, her attorney said she knew nothing about it. But she deleted her husband's text. But she knew nothing about it. She deleted her husband's text. You hear this shit?
And in desperate need of help. We're not going to give up. We're going to get him.
Mendez allegedly deleted over 21,000 text messages to her husband while at the police precinct. She and Brito are facing a minimum of 20 years and a maximum of life in prison. Prosecutors say fentanyl is the deadliest drug the country has ever seen, telling the judge it kills 150 people in the U.S. each day.
Fentanyl is the most urgent threat in our nation. And the tragedy that unfolded in the Bronx demonstrates the danger that fentanyl poses to every New Yorker.
Mendez's defense asked for $100,000 bail, saying she's not a flight risk, but the judge denied it. When questioned by detectives, both Brito and Mendez denied knowing anything about drugs at the daycare. Live from Manhattan Federal Court, Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
Alicia, thank you. And stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage of the daycare story. To read the complaint and watch the U.S. Attorney's news conference, head over to cbsnewyork.com.
Oh, so both of them was making a claim that they didn't know the man, I'm done. I'm done. Both of them was making a claim that they didn't know it was up in there. Then why the husband run then? Okay, how do you children get sick? All right, God dog it. Man, you cannot make this up, man. I seen it come in here. I want to read real quick and I'm going to get on out of here. Deborah said, when my husband and I started our family, we agreed I was staying at home with our babies, no daycare for ours. Bless your heart, ma'am. Bless your heart. It's coming down to that. It's coming down to that because you can't trust nobody. It's coming down to that. And then you got to think about this too, which I think it's the best thing because you and your husband know your child best. Preach. y'all know your child best. All right? Y'all know your child when they hungry. Y'all know y'all child when they sleepy. Y'all know what they do when they want to go outside. Y'all know what they do when they need to go to the bathroom, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody knew who you got to let keep your children. They got to learn this stuff about the children. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, because we all got to learn. But for the ones who was there to see the baby crawl to walk, and you been the one to take care of business, that's the best daycare right there. That's it. And hey, don't be ashamed of it. Keep them home. There's nothing to shame of it. So you tell somebody, girl, I can't put them in no daycare because I can't afford it. It's stuff too expensive. Don't be ashamed to say that. I'd be Roy Richard shaking my head. I ain't put my children in no daycare because that stuff too expensive. Yeah, I keep me at home. I'll be Roy Richard shaking my head, rolling my eyes and all that stuff. Probably be snapping my fingers with you. Because I agree with you. Don't be ashamed to say that. And I never understood why people brag about spending money. I don't understand that. We all want the finer things in life. We do. But why brag spending loads of money? Well, a lot of times, a lot of us ain't got shit to show for it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Be careful out there. For the people coming over from the AFC podcast, appreciate y'all. And again, Just Jay, thank you so much, my man. Y'all take care.